Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Auphanim. So firstly, I just want to say thank you to everybody in the Algo family for showing me so much love. We've been on a long journey together. They have the best community ever. And there's like people who show me an extra normal amount of respect and love. This is why I like to sort of to reciprocate and show that love back as many times as I can, because I appreciate that greatly. I do. So I want to send a shout out to Angel's guest list. If you guys are not a part of that Twitter space, they talk about a lot of stuff that has to do with NFTs, very informational. Make sure you check out Angel's guest list. Make sure you check out Algo Babushkas, once again, one of the best artists on Twitter in the NFT sphere. Unprecedented detail. I love Algo Babushkas. Also, check out Mighty Shay. Mighty Shay is immortalizing people, making you immortal. Angel's guest list said it. You haven't made it. If you make it, you're going to be NFT'd, or you can have your animation made by Mighty Shay. All right. So, hey, man, thank you for that. That was awesome. I was looking at it. I had to look at it like 8 times. He even remembered the fingerless gloves. I was showing that to everybody. Everybody that could look, I was showing, look. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. I love Morpheus too. That was epic. Okay, so shout out to Mighty Shay. Check out his NFT work. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. All right. Everyone who shows me love on Twitter, Accelerator, DeAndre Bush. I mean, there's so many people. I don't want to leave anybody out. There's some people I know that said that they don't want shout outs. Okay, so I'm respecting that. There's a lot of people that don't want their names mentioned and such. Okay, so that's why I don't say everyone's name all the time. I try to black people stuff out. But thank you so much for showing me love. I just want to show you my gratitude. I am humbled by it. And I'm going to continue to try to work hard. Today, we have a very good video for you. Let's start off with some very light news, and then we'll transition to some heavier things, okay? So, as I was doing research to get updates on some previous things that Algorand had going on, they immediately put out a tweet. That is how much activity Algorand has going on. The pace at which they are moving and working is unprecedented. And I don't think anyone at this point compares to what Algorand is doing. They have a mission. They have a lot of wisdom that they're utilizing. They have a lot of power behind them because of the team that they have put together. They have been meticulous in choosing who is going to do what. And every single one of them is doing an amazing job. Amazing. Okay. You already know Silvio McCauley. We all know how extraordinary Kelly Callahan is. Unbelievable. As far as marketing, the best. There is no one better, okay? Now you have Stacey Warden. Unbelievable. So much intelligence, so much power. Also super cool. Don't forget that. That counts. Also super cool. Stays informed. Has a lot of depth as far as background and accomplishments. I could go on and on and on. She's one of us. I can go on and on and on. So they're doing a great job everywhere. So as I was doing my research, another tweet came out. And here we have it. Vesta Equity launches real estate-backed NFT platform on Algorand. I can't tell you how massive this is. The more of the real estate market that Algorand can take, the better. It's massive. But let's just read a little bit, and then we're going to just we're just going to remind you of what type of value is in the real estate market that could possibly be moving across blockchain, specifically here, Algorand, okay? And remember, that all of this, whether it's growth in the developments or growth as far as the real estate market, all of those markets are going to benefit from each other, and there's going to be exponential growth. There's going to be a lot of growth over the next few years, okay? So here's a quick take, a couple of bullet points. This is on theblockcrypto.com, all right? And it says Vesta Equity has launched a real estate-backed NFT platform. The move comes amid a boom in the housing market, with investors looking for new ways to capitalize on returns. Today marks the launch of Vesta Equity, a real estate investment company with a twist. The platform bills itself as the world's first peer-to-peer marketplace for real estate-backed NFT assets. Real estate is going to have a heavy impact on the NFT sphere and crypto as a whole. And I think actually over the next 3 to 5 years, I'm going to pair it with the infrastructure and everything that's going on that's being set up for central bank digital currencies. I think they're about the same, on the same pace. And I actually, maybe I should say 2 to 3 years for the real estate to fully be invested and floating across blockchain, okay? Real estate value, that is. Because they're taking off much faster. It seems like a lot of companies are finding it easier to tokenize and set up infrastructure for tokenizing real estate assets, okay? But let's just remind you of how much is in the total real estate value of the world. Because remember, I know we concentrate a lot on the United States and we look a lot into Latin America as well. All right, all of the Americas kind of takes the spotlight a lot. And then second to the Americas, of course, you have like Europe. You have all these accelerator programs, like you had the Algorand Accelerator in Europe. You had Stellar doing some sort of development program in Europe as well as Africa. So then the Europe sector sort of comes second to the Americas, okay? But even with that focus, we have to keep in mind the entire world is going to be leveraging blockchain to their advantage. We see small steps happening now, and we're beginning to build a pace. We started off crawling, now we're walking, and soon we will be running. That's how things occur, okay? Little by little, we climb the mountain. So I looked it up on Google search. Total real estate worldwide value, $326 trillion. The value of the world's real estate assets rose by 5% in 2020. It rose by 5%. That's healthy growth. It rose by 5% in 2020 to $326.5 trillion. Muy linda, mi gente. Money. Money. Anyway, let's continue on here. Hey, you guys always making me laugh. What? I'm trying to be professional here. Making it the most significant store of wealth and more valuable than all global equities and debt securities combined. Let me say that again. So that way, and let me reiterate that and say that one more time, because I want it to have an impact whenever Algorand has anybody building on it that plans to move any type of or any portion of real estate value across Algorand. We have to know that the potentiality is very high and that it can be extremely impactful and major. Okay, so let me read that again. Making it is $326 trillion, making it the most significant store of wealth and more valuable than all global equities and debt securities combined. Money, 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 money. And Algorand is dominating everywhere. I don't expect it to be any different when it comes to real estate. And everyone loves Algorand. We'll get to that though. According to research released by Seville's as part of its Impacts 2021 program. So then we have more news. We have Algorand. This is an article on Coindesk.com and it goes as such. Algorand pushes for Ethereum compatibility with $20 million incentive program. Listen, I saw this coming, okay, and I would have thought that it was either going to be Algorand that Ethereum would try to team with or have to use in some capacity, or Hedera, HBAR, okay? Both very similar, both extremely advanced protocols, both are the best of the best. And here we have Algorand once again stepping in to save the day. Algorand is always saving the day. Didn't this happen in El Salvador when they wanted to move Bitcoin here and there and use Bitcoin as legal tender? What happened? Algorand had to step in. Now, of course, that's via Koibanx, but Koibanx is built on Algorand, and they are using Algorand as their currency rails to move Bitcoin back and forth. And I'm pretty sure any other currency, whether it's crypto or fiat, they're using Algorand to move that back and forth. Of course, you have Koibanx leveraging Algorand to set up El Salvador's entire infrastructure, financial infrastructure. I'm not sure if there's governmental implications there, like they're setting up their governmental infrastructure. I know there's some other places utilizing the banking coin, so to speak, to set up their governmental infrastructures, but I'm not sure if that's the way it is in El Salvador, but still that's major. So here, anyway, Algorand rescued them there, and now you see Algorand rescuing or about to rescue possibly Ethereum. Let's just read just a little tidbit here. Algorand is putting $20 million in funding to accelerate development in its ecosystem, according to a Thursday evening announcement by Algorand Foundation CEO Stacey Wharton at ETH Denver conference. The foundation official says $10 million in grants would go to developers that can provide solutions for Ethereum virtual machine compatibility. There you have it. There you have it. And if Algorand does that, then Ethereum breathes once again, and it will thrive. Listen, whatever Algorand touches, it thrives. They do well. Now, why do I say that? Let me support what I'm saying. Even with the world's economy sort of in turmoil, and even with crypto a little bit in a little bit of turmoil, as far as price, right? How prices have been down, so to speak. El Salvador, which is leveraging Algorand, has been doing very well on accumulating Bitcoin and seeing return on investment. All right. I saw an article. You understand why? Because Algorand is saving you exponential amounts of money in every way that you're using it. So they're not just using it just to move Bitcoin. They're using it in a myriad of different ways. I can assure you of that. So they're like everything Algorand touches, it thrives. Okay. It says the announcement comes as token-rich blockchain projects increasingly turn to funding incentives to lure developers. They don't have to lure developers. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Anyone who understands what Algorand is capable of and understands, I believe Algorand is using the federated Byzantine mechanism or layer protocol, however you want to say that. But anyone who understands the security of it, the speed, the efficiency of maintaining solidity of data will just be salivating over using Algorand. That's why one of the reasons why Algorand is such a safe hold. You understand that institutions are going to lunge at the opportunity, literally grab the opportunity to use Algorand. That's not even taking into account other proofs like the Miami Algorand Accelerator, where they are literally working with a university that will be educating individuals on blockchain. I would think that they're going to be educating them on Algorand. So you have an entire generation growing up, understanding the benefits of a new system that will not only benefit them, but could possibly save them in the future from a myriad of different things. There's a lot to be said about the freedom of money being tied, or the freedom of your money and how you handle it being tied to your freedom and how you can move about in the world and what you can do in your potentiality in the world. And Algorand provides that. They have a Miami Accelerator. Well, not only that they have a university that will be teaching that I believe they're providing a grant to, that will be teaching about blockchain. Of course, I believe Algorand, once again, I wouldn't say that, but they also have programs, I believe, in Miami or Florida as a whole, where they are incentivizing, all right, developers to build on the Algorand blockchain, which, like I said, it doesn't take a lot to incentivize people who understand that they stand to benefit the most from utilizing Algorand. So this is one of the rare cases where in a period of time in the world, the technology is a greater benefit to you than you are to it, right? Now, I know there's benefits to Algorand by people developing on them, but they are going to thrive using Algorand. You understand what I'm saying? So major announcement. I expect no less from Algorand at all. I'm not surprised by this, but I am excited by it. And once again, the esteemed great Stacey Wharton releases major news, does what she does, conquers. I mean, we have some brilliant people in the banking coin family and the Algorand family and the Stellar family. We have some brilliant individuals, very fun to follow and keep up with. Okay, so now we even have this other article here on benzinga.com just to remind you of some of the things that Algorand is doing and to establish how Algorand has a great relationship in Florida, in Miami. And if that is taking place, you do understand politicians talk to each other, right? They have very close ties to each other. And so they're sharing information, which means that there are other politicians throughout the United States and other states, right, that know about Algorand and are going to consider using it. Now, I'm not taking into account, of course, if Algorand has meetings behind closed doors, that's up to them to unveil that, okay? But I'm just going off of just deductive reasoning alone. Here's the article in its title as such: Miami will monitor air quality using carbon negative blockchain Algorand. So now you have Algorand even entering the traceability market. Remember, we talked about that recently. And maybe that was on a members only video. Sorry about that. So maybe we didn't talk about that. That was a members only video. My apologies. But we were talking about VeChain, massive traceability protocol. The only other protocol I knew that was involving itself heavily with traceability, aside from VeChain, was Cardano. Cardano has a partnership with ScanTrust. However, I believe ScanTrust was only operating like in England and Canada at the time. You could correct me if I'm wrong on that. Don't quote me on that, but that's how I remember it. So their traceability, the sectors that they cover, the regions that they cover, was highly limited. Now, if you have Algorand entering that traceability market, they can take over, because Algorand is very beloved in the United States. Algorand is very beloved in Central America. Believe me, they're beloved in Central America. We're going to cover a company in a second that is in Mexico, and they're leveraging Algorand. Then we're going to talk about, we already know in South America, Algorand is definitely loved, okay? They would dominate when it comes to traceability. And who better to trust with your information and data than Algorand, who as of now, has been infallible, who has done no wrong when it comes to any type of problems with data and transference of data. They have been immortal, so to speak. So who better to trust, right? But they would dominate in this field, okay? So traceability is another aspect of Algorand that could see it take off in the future. Now, I wanted to get a little update on their Miami Accelerator. I like to keep up with things. So it appears that here on their calendar, it says we've extended the registration deadline, but that's not the part to focus on. Phase 4, it says demo day. So February the 25th, 2022, selected companies, after having received the mentoring and training provided by our program, will present their project to different investors. So there you have it. We're about to get some major news on the 25th. Well, that's when they're going to do this, but I would think that at some point we're going to get an update maybe from the Algorand Foundation's blog, and then we will have names to look into. Then we have some more research to do, okay? All of this is extremely good. These are great developments. The future of Algorand always gets a little bit brighter. Things are going very, very well. So we also have this little article here. Well, it's not an article, it's actually an entire, it looks like lesson, or they teach you how to roll out payroll on Algorand, right? It says building an Android payroll dApp using Algorand smart contracts. This was from October the 21st, 2021. Why is that important? That is very important when you think about, Miami, Florida. You think about how they're in love with Algorand, how they're utilizing Algorand, the roots that Algorand has planted there. Then you think about how much money is coming out of Miami. That's big money. How much money is coming out of Florida? That's big money. How much money flows in because of the tourist economy? That is big money. So if any of those companies there decide to utilize Algorand for payroll in any capacity, now I understand a lot of this is hinged on regulatory clarity, and that's why it's so frustrating to be waiting on regulatory clarity. But let's say we have regulatory clarity, and any of those institutions in Miami, Florida, any of these states in the United States decided to roll payroll out on Algorand, which here shows you it's possible. It's possible. That is going to be extremely good. That is a lot of capital and high transaction volume flowing across Algorand's blockchain. Now, think about the deep relationships that Algorand has with Latin America. Imagine any of those payrolls, if they decided, with their payroll flowing across Algorand blockchain. Now think of all of that together. Miami, a couple of states in the United States, a few countries from Latin America. Now I think it's going to be a lot of countries in Latin America. Also, you have Algorand's European Accelerator. Imagine some of those regions over there, some of those countries over there with payroll flowing across Algorand. Think about the possibilities. It's amazing, okay? It's very, very good, but I just wanted to highlight that. So we're covering a bevy of things today, but I just want to sort of highlight the insane, unbelievable potential of Algorand, okay? So we have even more traceability use with Algorand. So we have an article here, it's on algorand.com, and it goes as such: Colombian government selects Vital Pass, co-created by Auphanim Ideas, as the nation's official digital redacted, we're not going to say that word on the channel, redacted passport. I don't want to say certain things that might be damaging to the channel or have YouTube looking at me the wrong way, okay? We're going to play it very, very safe. So when we have to say certain things that might be controversial or anywhere near dangerous, I'm just going to say redacted. We're here to make money, so it doesn't make a difference anyway. It says built on Algorand, so more traceability. They're using Vital Pass built on Algorand. As I said, Algorand is going to dominate when it comes to traceability because it can be trusted with data. They will not lose data on Algorand. And that's important when you have sensitive things that you have to move back and forth, especially over distances, especially instantaneously. You want to make sure that that information is secure and none of that is lost in translation and in transition, okay? So there you have it. And how is this? Is this saying it's in relation to Koibanx? Let's read this little piece here. Vital Pass, digital passport co-created by Auphanim Ideas Foundation and Koibanx. So now we have Koibanx once again. And I think Algorand is going to see a lot of success based on what Koibanx is doing. Koibanx has a lot of relationships that run very deep and are going to bring a lot of big money, a lot of capital to Algorand if everything continues to go according to plan. Okay, so then I asked myself a question. I said, well, who is Koibanx? What, you know, I've glossed over them before, but never looked that deeply. But let's just cover a few important aspects of Koibanx here. So if you go to koibanx.com and you scroll down, they have a few of their partners. Now, I just put up a PDF maybe like an hour or two ago of a particular company's annuals for us to look over, financials to look over. And it was Banco Colombia, Colombian Bank, Koibanx, Koibanx, which is leveraging Algorand, is used or setting up infrastructure in some type of way for Colombia's bank. Okay, they have a customers list and a partners list here. For the customers, they have ARG Capital, Banco Colombia, Banco de Valores, okay, Pretmex, Galicia, RSK, MMP, Zon America, BitGive. You see where I'm going here? Do you see? Oh my goodness. Koibanx is doing a great job. Partners, BitX, Republic, Hash, IOV Labs, LatAm FinTech, R FinTech. There's so many things here. Okay, then they have success stories. One success story from Jessica Padilla, Director of Innovation Labs, Housing Bank, Norbert Mathis, CEO, Securities Bank, Andres Fioroto, Digital Transformation Manager, Rio Uruguay Insurance. So we're talking about some big hitters, okay? Big players here. Fernando Padilla, well, at least the implications are big. Fernando Padilla, CEO, President of Pretmex. Listen, the implications, I don't want to talk about the companies, just the companies alone. We cover that a lot, right? We look at the companies. The implications are what we need to look at, right? Cause, conditions, cause, and effect. So now we have the conditions. Koibanx is using Algorand everywhere. Leveraging Algorand everywhere. That's the conditions, the cause. Okay, all of these individuals, these banks, financial institutions, even an insurance company apparently, some traceability companies, non-banking financial institutions are utilizing Algorand. That's the cause. What is going to be the effect? What do you think? You think that price stays where it is of Algo? You believe that in the future that price is going to stay where it is? And we didn't even discuss CBDCs, we didn't even discuss CBDCs, national digital currencies, central bank digital currencies, multi-central bank digital currencies, MBDCs, MCBDCs. We didn't cover any of that. This is all separate from that. So we didn't even cover cross-border remittances. Look how much they have going on. They have their drone racing league, right? They just made a tweet about that, their drone racing league. Then they have a real race car. Algorand is on a real race car. Who is winning more than Algorand right now? Nobody. Nobody. They're number one. I was saying in one of my videos, I try to reshuffle my list, my number one through 5 spots of the banking coins. Algorand's number one, safely, until someone else steps up. Don't get me wrong, Stellar's doing a great job. Hedera's doing a really good job, and we have to wait and see what this 22 is going to hold for Hedera, because they are claiming they want to do a lot, and they've been doing great. But if they do have an uptick, maybe they could catch up with Algorand. But as of right now, Algorand is doing the most. XRP, Ripple, they are in a category of their own, because we know that they are a specialty coin. They're specialty, right? So they want to, we'll see if they can pull it off. We know that they claim they want to do interbank payments. That is unbelievable, by the way, if they could pull that off. But we'll see. That's their specialty. It's not the only thing they're going to leverage XRP for, but they're in a category of their own is what I'm saying. But right now, Algorand is number one. It's not even close. They're doing an amazing job. So let's see if there's anything else. What else did I uncover? I have so many tabs open. Okay, so then I like I said, I pulled up Colombian Bank's quarterly report. Okay, so you can look at that in the members only section if you choose to do that. So provision charges for the quarter were COP 514 trillion. The coverage ratio for 90-day past due loans was 218.5%. The value, let's see, net profit for third quarter was COP 943 billion. Let me say that again. COP 943 billion net profit. We're talking about a successful bank here, okay? This value, and you have to look at it in correlation with where they are. This value represents an increase. Just to back what I was saying, this value represents an increase of 18.5% compared to the second quarter. 18.5% in comparison to the second quarter, not the prior year, the second quarter. That's great growth, in my opinion. Shareholders' equity amount to COP 30 trillion as of September 30 of 2021, which represents an increase of 8.1% compared to third quarter 20. Operating expenses for the quarter increased 14.2% when compared to second quarter 21, 22.9%. Banco Colombia continues to revealing a robust growth on its mobile platform users. Of course, listen, I'm not sure how deep Koibanx is with the Banco Colombia, but it has them listed here as, let's just go back here, see if we can pull that up for one moment. Just give me one moment, please. One moment. They're a customer. Banco Colombia is a customer of Koibanx. So yeah, they're maybe in the future they're going to be using Algorand. I'm not sure how that works, but they have them listed as a customer. So let's just keep an eye on it, and maybe we can look a little bit deeper into this. But as of right now, Banco Colombia is doing a great job. It looks very healthy, in my opinion. I mean, you guys can take a look at the PDF yourself, and maybe if you see something different, you can let me know. But from what I'm seeing, if I'm reading this correctly, they're doing pretty good. So you have all of these developments going on with Algorand. Of course, don't forget remittances, cross-border remittances. Also, like I said, we didn't even cover those. Well, let's just take a look at the P2P cross-border remittances, person to person. And here, and I don't want to leave Mexico out because, like I said, Pretmex, which is also a customer of Koibanx, obviously it's in Mexico, and they're utilizing Koibanx, which is leveraging Algorand. So let's take a look at them since they're first on the list. Countries with the highest migrant remittance inflows, just inflows, in Latin America and the Caribbean in billions of US dollars. We have Mexico here with $38.5 billion. That's just inflow. As stated by them here on Statista.com. We've used them a multitude of times before. Then we have Colombia here, cross-border remittances, and this is just inflow, $6.8 billion. That's pretty good in my humble opinion. And that's just P2P. That's not B2B. Listen, things are looking very, very good. But I mean, you do your own research. You have the PDFs. I gave them to you. You see some of the screenshots here. You can make your own calculations, but I'm just giving you my humble opinion. Things are looking great here at this particular time for Algorand. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.